Hello and welcome to Timely. My name's Seb, I'm one of the co-founders here, and this is another video series we're doing called Turning Point. And this is a video that is going to go along with a long, in-depth article that we release once every couple of weeks, which is going to talk about coffee roasting and the coffee industry at large, and cover a few things you might not have known about yet, or cover them in a way that explains how we approach different aspects of coffee at Timely. So today we're going to be talking about seasonality when it comes to coffee, and kind of our approach to that at Timely based on where we are in Australia. So for anyone that doesn't know, Timely is based in Bayswater in Western Australia. The traditional owners of the land are the Noongar people, and while we think about seasonality in a certain way with coffee, we thought it might be nice to think about seasonality in context of the Noongar seasons and the way that they monitor the seasons throughout the year. So the Noongar people have 6 different seasons throughout the year, and this breaks obviously the year up into nice 2-month cycles. And so we can talk about what's happening in coffee coming in, what's happening in coffee all around the world over the next 2 months. And we can try and do this in a way which makes sure that we are aware and always being conscious of the fact that we are operating our roastery on Noongar land. And we can really focus in on what this really means to us to run a business here in Western Australia. So for us, the next 2 months, this is the Jilba season for August and September. And what that means for us here at the roastery is that we're going to see a lot more Kenyan and Ethiopian coffees coming through the door. So the next 2 months are when we're going to see fresh Kenyan coffees that were picked and processed last year. So sometimes it takes, a good couple of months for them to actually be picked off the tree and processed and sent to us here. So we're going to start to finally see them roll through the door. We've already seen a couple, but even more are going to come up pretty soon. We'll also see Ethiopian coffees coming through as well. You might not notice that quite as much because with Ethiopian coffee, it's not the same as a lot of other origins where, maybe from Kenya or El Salvador, you really need to use that coffee as quickly as you can because after 3 to 6 months, they start to kind of take on a little bit of age and they don't really taste as good after 6 months or so. Whereas Ethiopian coffee we find lasts really, really well. So it can last a good 12 months. And there have actually been some instances where Ethiopian coffee has actually tasted better 12 months later after it's arrived. And so that means that the previous year's crop is actually tasting better than the current year crop. It's pretty rare, but it definitely has happened before. You'll notice as well that all throughout the coffee growing world, we'll see that Colombian coffees are being picked and processed. Colombia is a little bit different because of the different microclimates they have all throughout their country. So they pick and process at different times. It's not just like one big harvest time, kind of like in Kenya, where you definitely have a couple of months of pretty peak activity. In Colombia, depending on kind of the department that you're in, you might find that coffee picking and processing is happening all throughout the year. So definitely in some of the regions that we work with, it's going to start ramping up a little bit more now. And also in a couple of other parts of the world, we're going to see that coffee production is really either underway or it's about to leave and be exported to us here. So every couple of months we'll do another video like this covering where we are in the Noongar season calendar. And we'll talk about what this means for us operating a business here on Noongar land and what we can expect over the next few months. So that's it for the Jilba season. And we'll have another video coming out pretty soon for Ask Timely. Remember, if you've got any questions, send me an email. It's seb@timelycoffees.com.au. And then we'll have another video coming out on Turning Point and the usual weekly updates on subscriber coffees. Everything is on timelycoffees.com.au. And if you've got any questions, just send me an email. And I'll see you next week with another video. Thanks very much.